Hey, good morning. There we go. We had a busy and hot and sleepy last few days. Wanted to come on here on this awesome Friday and give you a message, a daily check-in from the Qur'an. Hope everybody is doing fantastic and well. Alright, let's get started. Right, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay. We have Surah 12, line 76. It's a little longer. And it reads, "So he began the search with their baggage, the baggage of his brother. At length he brought it out of his brother's baggage. Thus did we plan for Joseph. Law of the king, except that Allah willed it so. We raise to degrees of wisdom whom we please. But over all, endued with knowledge, is one, the all-knowing." Alright, so this is from the story of Joseph. If we remember, Joseph was a brother who was sold into slavery and grew up in Egypt and eventually became king of Egypt, or prince of Egypt. He ruled by means of wisdom, because he had established a plan with the Egyptians to get them out of the famine. So that's just a little backstory. When we talk about Joseph during this time, this is who we're discussing. So this snippet here, with that, right, we kind of remember this story, but I'm going to go ahead and write it out. We'll talk about it in just a second. It's a little bit hard when I'm typing on the lap and then reading, reading over here. It's a little difficult. At length he brought it out of his brother's baggage. Could not take his brother. I do like typing this out in the moment. It gives me a chance to think about the words, right? Think about the story and what I have to say, or what we have to say. The spirit and I. Degrees of wisdom. Okay. Once more, let's go ahead and go through it. So he began the search with their baggage. Before he came to the baggage of his brother, at length he brought it out of his brother's baggage. Thus did we plan for Joseph. He could not take his brother by law of the king, except that Allah willed it so. We raise 2 degrees of wisdom whom we please, but overall, endued with knowledge, is the one, the all-knowing. So going over a few different things here, but the premise of this, remember when Joseph was trying to get his family, his brothers, to return, even before they knew that it was Joseph, right? They were just under the guise, they haven't seen him in years and years and years. His brothers were under the guise that he was just some ruler, some king. So he devised a plan to get everyone to return so he could present himself and he can offer them gifts and land and an enhanced living situation where they are in Egypt. So his plan was to go ahead and frame his youngest brother Benjamin and put some things in his bag to make it look like Benjamin had stolen things from the king's palace. With this, he would be able to hold Benjamin back as collateral, so everyone else could come back and fetch him back and return to Egypt, including the father, right? So that would be Jacob, right? Yes, Jacob. So this is the start here. Am I mistaken? Hold on. Whenever I try to recall the exact names, it makes me look very not knowledgeable. But let's see. Joseph. Let's see. Oh. Jacob, okay. Yeah, when I second guess myself, I should just rather not. But yes, it was Jacob, because he's the one who had the 12 sons, the 12 tribes of Jacob. Okay. So anyways, he devises this plan. Something that we were actually debating when we talked about this in the New Testament many videos back was that the ethical thing to go ahead and frame his brother and to lie. But it actually says here, Allah willed it so. And it says, we did plan for Joseph, meaning the Lord and the Spirit actually helped Joseph devise this plan because there was a greater good in this plan, even though it wasn't probably the most ethical thing to do and it seems shady or, out of the ordinary for somebody to frame their own brother. The intention behind it and the plan, the good that would come out of the plan once it was through and sought through, was much greater than the actual action itself. So Allah, it says here, actually devised, we planned this for Joseph. And we willed this. Allah had willed it so. It says here, we raised 2 degrees of wisdom whom we please, but overall endued with knowledge is the one, the all-knowing. So because Allah is the all-knowing, He knows what is to come, He knows what is in store. That's why He's able to allow for certain things to happen and allow for certain decisions to be made. He might even have a hand, or He should, really in all things, have a hand in your own decision making. And because He can see far in advance, if the relationship with the Lord is maintained to such a degree, your decisions will be very sound, even if they seem crazy or hectic or, not what you thought. They only seem unusual and unsettling because it's not what you planned. But the Lord Himself had planned this out, so it's best just to trust, right? Trust the Lord, especially when that relationship is strong and there, you know it's there, you know it exists. Go ahead and trust the Lord. But yes, it seems, right, anything that we don't decide on our own and anything that just comes about spontaneously, we wonder, right? We wonder, is this the right thing? I didn't expect this. So it feels unusual to us. But yes, it's best to go ahead and trust the Lord when it comes to things like this. And just reading this off the bat, we hear like baggage, right? Baggage of his brother. We all have different things going on with baggage. This is a very modern term we use to describe, what is it even used to describe? Hardship, right? Trauma, that type of thing. So I guess we can relate in a sense to this. When there is trauma, when there is hardship, go ahead and look to the Lord, trust the Lord, begin building, if it has not already been founded, the foundations of your relationship with the Lord. So when it comes to these hard decisions, and when it comes to dealing with baggage and hardship, it's very easy to overcome. And, well, might not be easy, but it will be the right thing to go ahead and make certain decisions. I'm kind of wandering off a bit, but you know what I'm trying to say. We'll keep this as short as possible, right? What is in store? Trust in the knowledge of the one. Knowledge of the one. Alright, so that's essentially what this is saying here. Trust. Trust, trust, trust. Build the foundation, then you can begin to trust easily. Even if it feels difficult and it feels hard, it will be the easy decision. It will be the right decision. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Have a great morning, you guys. I want to read our next part. I know we have a lot going on in 2 Samuel. I have about 10 minutes. I think it's a bit longer, this one, or maybe not. I should just probably not procrastinate and get to it, huh? 2 Samuel, across the time. Yeah, we might as well get to it. Alright, I'll catch you guys in just a second. Bye-bye.